Hi, this is Harry Forbes from ARC Advisory Group. I'm here with Stefan Basenach from ABB and Kelly Switt from Red Hat. Thank you both for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's really nice to have you here. It was about 2 years ago that ABB and Red Hat announced a partnership. And since you've come out with a product that's kind of a joint product, or we're using Red Hat in ABB, can you tell us a little bit about the partnership, what brought you together, and where you're headed with it?
For Red Hat, we have been looking at the transformation that's happening in the industrial industries in particular, and with our heritage around the way we've helped to kind of disrupt what happens in the data center to the telecommunications space. It was a space we wanted to be in, but we knew that in order for us to really have relevance and honestly, a partner that can give us guidance, we needed to work with someone like ABB that is a trusted brand that could really help us to learn how to move into the operations technology space, because we are traditionally an IT software company.
Got it. And you are probably...
It's perfectly to our demands, because we want to get somebody on board who is able to help us with the technology on the deployment and making software available in a different way, knowing the demands of our customers, but getting this technology onboarded. I think that's really the win-win situation we are here.
Okay. So with ABB being number one in many automation markets, I'll ask you both, but maybe starting with you, Stefan, how you think the automation world has to change in order to satisfy customers. What do you see as the big changes coming?
So we live in a very exciting world. So things are happening in a high speed and are pretty disruptive, where our customers realized that they need to handle data differently than they did in the past. So we always had a lot of data available, but we didn't use them in control, because for control they had been not needed. Yeah? So the first step is to make those data available and have a technology that provides this data to high-level applications outside of the control environment. And the second thing is we want to implement is a kind of evergreen solution, so that we go away from upgrading a system every 5, 10, 15 years towards a kind of situation where we can deploy innovation on a regular basis. That helps our customers to react on market dynamics. And that's what really is creating this kind of positive dynamic to implement innovation.
Okay. Do you have a view on that, Kelly, in terms of how, with your experience now of working with ABB for some time, of what their needs are in terms of the process automation customers and end users? How do you see what needs to change in their world?
So I completely agree with where ABB is trying to go. I think one of the big challenges that we see with many of the end customers is it really is a need for transformation around the business process, how they think about managing themselves, how that should evolve in thinking about the new talent that's going to come into their organizations. And so starting to think about how you bring the best of the IT world or the software world into what is a tried and tested and true environment for operations technology is key in helping to kind of not only unleash the data, to Stefan's point, but also thinking about how do I evolve and keep up with the pace of innovation and what is expected from the new workforce.
Okay, you kind of brought us to a point here where we have traditionally had two different distinct worlds, very distinct from the OT and the IT space. But technologically, they're kind of converging now, and there's obviously a cultural transformation that has to take place as well. So, in terms of bridging those two worlds, I wonder what's your opinion of dealing with both the technology and the cultural aspects of that? What do you think you can do to bridge those?
I would not talk too much about cultural things. At the end customer requests to run safely and reliable the plants. That's top priority. So whatever we do, we don't want to shut down a refinery every day. And we want to have power out of a power plant when it's
all the time
should produce. Absolutely. So this is this guiding principle. So how this transformation will move and their standardization pops in. we need to come to a common way how to track data out of the systems. Obviously, UA is playing here a good role, and we have this network-centric approach where we put the network in the middle of the game, and the network is synonym for making data available. And if we are there, then we can use those technologies that are provided by Red Hat to make these applications creating added value for our customers. Because there's a big saying of one of my customers in Germany saying, show me where the money is. So they don't invest in technology just because it's the newest phone. They only want to see, okay, how much euro, US dollar, yen I earn more than before. And this is really where we need to be creative. We need to be good together to show this money.
Okay, and from your perspective, Kelly, on the kind of the two different worlds, what is your perspective on how they're getting bridged?
So I agree with him that technology is not necessarily the thing that should be talked about. If you look at kind of from the dawn of manufacturing really existing, or even in the IT world, what we're really talking about in systems and software is these are, they're emblematic of what people have always done. And so what we're really talking about is how you bring people together and how you get them to be brought to like a higher level of awareness and engagement in the work that they do, and how they may leverage things like the data that he's talked about to really provide new value into their business.
Okay, well, thank you both very much for being here. I really appreciate it. And we hope to see you again in the future as your partnership evolves, and we'll talk about it again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is Harry Forbes from ARC. My guests have been Kelly Switt from Red Hat and Stefan Basenach from ABB. Thank you for watching.